Yeah, hi there, HK. This is Michael. Thank you for doing the speaking practice. So I'm looking at your email right now. So you're doing the. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? People always have the same urge to want more than they have because of constant dissatisfaction. Use specific reasons to support your answer. So you're focusing on the agree or. All right, let's listen to it and see how you did on this practice test. I'll probably listen to it a couple of times here.
People always have a urge to have more because of constant dissatisfaction, so they could have more money and also they could promote their quality life. First, people wants to have more because they want to have more money. For example, my brother lives in India and he's earning only 12,000 rupees, so he decided to have a side business so he could get satisfied from the extra money. Moreover, it helps to promote quality life. For instance, my sister always gets dissatisfied from her wardrobe, so she always buy new clothes and new shoes so to get quality life. To sum up, constant dissatisfaction creates a urge to have more.
Okay, so you definitely have organized your response around the speaking task. I like how you're repeating certain key terms from the speaking prompt. That's a good strategy to make sure that what you're saying directly connects to the speaking prompt, right? So that's a good strategy. My first impression is between the 3 and the 4 range. I think we have a good speaking task right here. You did a pretty good job on this thing, right? So if you can see here, I'm kind of looking at the independent speaking rubrics right here with delivery, language use, topic development. And let me do this. Let me listen to it one more time, and then I think I can nail down your score pretty well here. Let's go.
People always have a urge to have more because of constant dissatisfaction, so they could have more money and also they could promote their quality life.
So they
First,
could.
people my sister always get dissatisfied from.
Sorry, I messed it up there. Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning. I want to check your thesis one more time.
People always have a urge to have more because of constant dissatisfaction, so they could have more money and also they could promote their quality life.
You're doing something different with your intonation here. This is a good sign. This is good. I like how at the end of that first thought group, your tone was slightly higher, telling me you're not done. Then when you got to the end of the sentence, your tone fell. Yes, that's good. You're making some changes with your intonation, and that makes you speak more naturally.
First, people wants to have more because they want to have more money. For example, my brother lives in
Well, people want to have more, so people are not always satisfied because they want to have more money.
India and he's earning only 12,000 rupees, so he decided to have a side business so he could get satisfied from the extra money.
Good use of the word satisfied. Very clever strategy. You repeat a key word from the speaking prompt.
Moreover, it helps to promote quality life.
Moreover, it. So if you say moreover, not being satisfied helps promote a better quality of life. I would say it like that. So be careful about using pronouns in what I call key junctures. A key juncture is like an area when you're changing from one point to another point, for example. And in the case you said it, it's probably better to remind us about what it means. You're going back to the speaking prompt. And it's easier to see the connection of your ideas if you do that.
For instance, my sister always get dissatisfied from her wardrobe, so she always buy new clothes and new
So she always buys new clothes.
shoes so to get quality life. To sum up, constant dis
You might say to help improve her standard of living if you want. So that way you don't just say quality of life, quality of life, quality of life. Don't repeat exactly the same word every time. So try to use some different synonyms in there if you can, but it's easier for me to say this. But during the TOEFL exam, it's not so easy to come up with these different words, which have the same meaning.
Satisfaction creates a urge to have more. People always have a urge to have more because of constant dissatisfaction.
Okay, what can we say here? Yeah, this is interesting. I think that we have a pretty good response here. So, if there's a weakness, maybe sometimes you repeat exactly the same word a little bit too many times. Maybe when you move to the first or the second point, you can probably do a little bit better job uh, on instead of saying it, use another series of words in there to help connect it back to the purpose. But still, I think this is a good response. I'm going to put you between 3 point whatever to say. I'm going to say you're between 24 and 26 points out of 30. I think it's very close, very possible on this one that you could get, I think, 26 points or higher. So let's say 3.5 to 4 would be my estimation. So approximately 24 to 26 points. I like your improvements with your delivery, especially your intonation. So you're doing better there. Keep doing that. Watch movies, pay attention to the speakers and their tones, and keep trying to improve that. So I think overall you did a great job on this. I would feel really good if I were you about that response. You did on the TOEFL exam. I think you would score very high. All right, and thank you for completing this speaking practice test. Now let's talk about the writing practice test that you sent me. So as one of my students, one of my online students at OTC or OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, you can send me writing and speaking practice daily. Now I can't always get to everything exactly when you send it, so be patient. Sometimes it takes around 24 hours for me to read, evaluate, grade, or listen and comment on your speaking practice. Okay, so this one I'm going to give you 3.5 out of 5, 22 points out of 30, right? So if you take a look at the rubrics here, I think on this one, in here it says addresses the topic using somewhat developed explanations. I think your body paragraphs could be developed a little bit more. Each paragraph is about 80 words. I recommend around 100. Even 100 to 150, really, right? So I think you can develop each body paragraph maybe by adding one or two more sentences in there, but do not bring up any new information. Only focus on the topics you've already brought up, right? Displays unity, progression, coherence, though connection of ideas may occasionally obscured. No, I don't think you have that problem. May demonstrate inconsistency, inconsistent facility, sentence formation, and word choice. Yes, you have that problem. May display accurate but limited range of syntactic structures and vocabulary. So I'm going to say yes on that one, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go back to what you wrote. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So what are the limitations here? Okay, here's a limitation here in this sentence. It says, even he wished that he would have, because you're talking about a past impossible condition, this is a limitation. You're using the simple past to talk about a past impossible condition. In reality, I think the past perfect tense is going to work better here. So you would say something like, even he wished that he would have had these technologies at the time to make his work faster and efficient. So I think sometimes you're a little bit limited in the range of your sentence style and your grammar and your verb tenses and all of that, right? So I think if I go through each paragraph, I have to make a number of corrections, and that means your score is going to go down. I like the thesis. Topic sentences are pretty good, but I recommend developing each of these paragraphs. Notice this is 85 words. Try to get each paragraph to around 100 words. So I think develop the body paragraphs a little bit more. and then you have to write with fewer errors. Remember, I have TOEFL private lessons if you need them. If you want me to go over some of your writing practice tests and make the grammar corrections, I can also explain the rules and then even give you practice exercises to help reinforce what you're learning through those lessons so that you can master your grammar and writing proficiency. And remember that these things take time. You can't work them out immediately, but probably in 1 or 2, maybe 3 months down the line, I feel you'll have a little bit better control over your writing than you do right now. All right, so your score here is 3.5 out of 5, 22 points out of 30.